What happens when a prince finally runs out of royal money? Netflix doesn't pay forever kind of way. Prince Harry's fairy tale escape from royal duties was supposed to signal a fresh start, an empowered departure, a new kind of freedom. But behind the glossy interviews and million-dollar deals, a quiet storm's been brewing. Reports now suggest the last safety net has finally been yanked out from under him. And not just by circumstance, but by royal decree. This isn't a tabloid tale about petty family spats or snubbed Christmas cards. It's about a power shift, a financial fracture that's shaking the very idea of what it means to be royal in a modern world. Because what do you do when the monarchy not only stops supporting you, but starts actively cutting you off? In a story where legacy collides with livelihood, Harry's facing a brutal reality: survival without a crown. But what triggered this final break? And why now? Let's start where the silence was finally broken, with King Charles allegedly slamming the vault door shut. According to palace insiders, King Charles didn't just distance himself from Harry, he pulled the financial plug entirely. No more allowances, no more discretionary budgets, not a single pound left trickling from the royal coffers. One source even claimed the king was done for good, marking a chilling new chapter in the family's slow-motion fallout. And what's striking here isn't just the cold finality of it, it's the timing. The royal machine has been tolerating Harry's bombshell interviews and memoirs for years, but this move suggests the patience finally snapped. Some claim it was sparked by recent truth bombs that hit a little too close to home. Others believe Charles wanted to send a clear message. The crown isn't a lifelong ATM. Whatever the reason, this rumored freeze transforms their rift from a Cold War into an economic blockade. Harry's not just emotionally cast out, he's being financially starved out. And if that sounds extreme, well, insiders say it's exactly the point. But this sudden shift wasn't random. It came after years of turbulence.
There are growing calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired hours after he lost his appeal for taxpayer-funded UK security. And a recent poll by The Express found that 97% of those surveyed believe that King Charles should strip Harry of his royal title. I mean, that doesn't really surprise me.
And each step pushed the family closer to this breaking point. To understand how things got so cold, we have to rewind. Megxit wasn't just a cute tabloid term. It was a declaration of independence, a bold move that upended royal tradition. And when Harry and Meghan sat down with Oprah, the world watched a family feud go global. Then came Spare, the memoir that read more like a manifesto. At first, many saw Harry as a rebel fighting for his truth. But over time, questions surfaced. Was he speaking truth to power, or just torching every bridge on his way out? The deeper issue wasn't just about leaving, it was about how loudly and publicly he left. Each interview, each headline, each revelation chipped away at what was once a carefully protected institution. And while the public got sound bites, the family got silence. Behind palace walls, trust eroded. What began as emotional distance quickly became economic retaliation. The family wasn't just hurt, they were over it. But if Harry's break was about gaining freedom, he may not have realized just how expensive that freedom could become. Living outside the monarchy wasn't going to be cheap, and Harry found that out fast. Gone were the round-the-clock security details provided by the crown. Now, every bodyguard, every gated mansion, every private jet came with a bill. And Southern California living, let's just say it's not exactly budget-friendly. Sure, the couple landed lucrative deals, Netflix, Spotify, book rights, but here's the catch. Deals come with deadlines. And when the content pipeline slows or public interest fades, so does the income. Speculation swirled that some of those partnerships were under-delivering, or worse, quietly unraveling. Add in a luxury lifestyle and philanthropic ventures, and suddenly financial freedom starts to look more like financial pressure. Some fans argue they're building an empire. Others see warning signs of overextension. Either way, walking away from royal perks didn't just require courage, it required capital. And now, without that royal buffer, every financial decision cuts deeper. But the palace's move wasn't just about budgets, it sent a deeper message, one that shook the foundation of brand Sussex. Insiders say the financial freeze was about more than money. It was about drawing a line. One royal expert put it bluntly, You can't burn the bridge and then ask for toll money. The monarchy doesn't operate on sentiment, it's a machine of tradition, power, and image. And when someone publicly exits the firm but keeps cashing the checks, it sends mixed signals. The palace, some believe, wanted to end that ambiguity once and for all. If Harry and Meghan are truly independent, then let them be fully independent. No strings, no stipends. It's a move that's both symbolic and strategic. And it draws a hard contrast between royal duty and personal freedom. In many ways, the crown just reminded the world who holds the power, and that stepping away comes with real-world consequences. But if the message was meant to be silent and dignified, it backfired. Because now the focus has shifted not to the institution's strength, but to Sussex's vulnerabilities. And suddenly, whispers about broke royals are echoing louder than ever. Once hailed as a modern, progressive rebrand of royalty, Harry and Meghan's public image is now at risk of collapse. Their empire was built on the narrative of empowered escape, but that story only works if you're thriving. And recently, the optics have started to shift. Headlines hint at financial strain, business deals under pressure, and credibility in question. Brands are watching, investors are cautious. Rumors suggest that some sponsors are hesitant to align with a couple perceived as unstable or embattled. Even their Archewell Foundation, once a beacon of their philanthropic mission, has faced scrutiny over transparency and performance. The public is split. Some see them as victims, others as overreaching celebrities losing their shine. And with no new hits to keep their media relevance afloat, the momentum may be stalling. It's not just about money anymore, it's about legacy. And if the narrative shifts from modern royals to financially flailing fugitives, the damage could be permanent. But just as things started to look shaky, the public began to choose sides, and that only intensified the storm. The public reaction to Harry's rumored financial cutoff has been anything but unified. On one side, there's a loud chorus claiming it's a well-deserved dose of karma. After all, some say he chose to turn his back on centuries of tradition and support. But on the other side, there's growing sympathy for the couple, who are seen as being left out in the cold, punished harshly for daring to rewrite the royal playbook. Even within royal circles, tensions reportedly run high. Whispers suggest Prince William supports the freeze, frustrated by what insiders call truth bombs dropping too frequently and too publicly. The palace maintains an official silence, but leaks have become strategic weapons in this saga, fueling speculation and uncertainty. The media frenzy only amplifies the division, turning the royal financial drama into a public spectacle. And with every leak and rumor, the lines between family, business, and personal vendetta blur even more. But as the backlash swells, the fallout was just beginning, and the next phase would hit closer to home than anyone expected. If rumors are to be believed, Harry's financial freeze isn't just symbolic. It's forcing concrete changes behind the scenes. Sources say talks are underway about downsizing staff, selling off assets, and renegotiating contracts that once seemed untouchable. For a man raised in palatial luxury, these shifts mark a harsh descent into reality. It's a striking image. A prince accustomed to privilege now navigating the challenges of a tighter budget and uncertain future. Yet, no one is openly saying he's bankrupt. At least, not yet. Instead, it's the mounting pressure that's undeniable. Reports claim even close allies are concerned about how sustainable this new life really is. The public, meanwhile, watches closely, torn between rooting for him to succeed or anticipating the next stumble. But while the financial crunch tightens, trust within the family feels like it's unraveling even faster. Because this isn't just about money anymore. It's about something far more personal and final. The financial cutoff represents more than punishment. It's a signal that trust has all but vanished. According to insiders, the royal family feels deeply betrayed, not just by Harry's public words, but by what they view as a double life lived in defiance of the institution. This isn't a feud that will heal quietly behind closed doors. It's a rupture that's closing the book on any hopes of reconciliation. Some say this freeze is a final message. You made your choices, now live with the consequences. The emotional fallout has been profound, with family members reportedly distancing themselves more than ever. This kind of estrangement goes beyond headlines. It's a fracture with no easy fix. And while the royal narrative often emphasizes unity and tradition, the reality is far messier. The stakes are high, and for Harry, the path ahead may be lonelier than anyone imagined. But in all this turmoil, one question remains painfully clear. What about the ones who didn't choose this path? Amid the escalating drama, compassion still lingers for Archie and Lilibet, the innocent children caught in a storm of adult decisions. Public sympathy is clear. They're seen as separate from the financial and familial battles unfolding around them. Yet, even this compassion is tangled in complex expectations. Sources suggest the palace draws a hard line. While the children are shielded from fallout, Harry is expected to shoulder the consequences without complaint. It's a delicate, emotional balance between royal duty and paternal instinct. The pressure to man up and maintain dignity clashes with the instinct to protect one's family at all costs. Some insiders hint at quiet struggles behind closed doors as Harry tries to navigate these dual roles. The emotional cost may be invisible to the public eye, but it weighs heavily. As the saga unfolds, the well-being of the next generation could become the silent victim of a family fight that's about much more than money or titles. And with that, the royal safety net fully disappears, leaving a prince to face the harshest test of all, standing alone. With royal support officially cut off, Harry now faces a stark reality. Can he build something lasting without the crutch of a crown? This isn't just about money or titles. It's a test of resilience, identity, and survival in the unforgiving glare of public scrutiny. The palace has drawn its line, signaling that royal privilege comes with strings. And when those strings are severed, reality sets in. Whether you see it as justice, cruelty, or the inevitable price of rebellion, the royal safety net is gone. Now, Harry's story enters a new, unpredictable chapter. Will he rise and prove that independence is possible? Or will this prove to be a cautionary tale about what happens when loyalty and funding run dry? One thing is clear. In this game, there's no reset button. Prince or not, when the bank closes, reality opens. And what happens next? That's the story everyone's waiting to see unfold.